Now, there is no obligation. Operators are standing by.
Call 800-853-3515.
This is CNN, the world's news network.
He hasn't released his tax returns, which means he's either not that rich,
Wrong.
not that charitable,
Wrong.
or he's never paid taxes in his life.
Warmer.
Alec Baldwin brought in to play Donald Trump from now, at least until November, perhaps afterwards. We're back with our panel. Let's talk about this tax issue. Mayor Giuliani and Bernie Sanders, not surprisingly, had two very different takes. Mayor Giuliani said, Trump's a genius for not paying any federal income taxes. Bernie Sanders says, this is what Americans hate about Washington and how the fix is in. What do you think? How do you think it's going to play with voters?
Well, I think this says more about our tax code than it does about Donald Trump. You're right. I think what people hate is the tax code. It's absolutely rigged to benefit those who can afford lawyers, who can afford lobbyists to carve them out of it. And what we need to do is have a discussion about how do we simplify it and make it more fair. And that's something that hasn't happened for 8 years under Barack Obama. This is something we need to deal with.
He wanted comprehensive tax reform. He wanted a grand
Paul
bargain.
Ryan has a great plan. Paul Ryan has a great plan, and no one wants to take it up. The president is not interested in it.
That's just not true.
And this administration is the epitome of cronyism. If you're an environmental group, if you're an environmental group, you get a tax break.
I appreciate it, and as an Olympic judge, I give you 10 points. But the point is, we're talking about this specific campaign issue: Donald Trump paying no taxes after a $914 billion left.
But Jay, but let me just say, he did not. Whether you like the tax code or not, I don't like it. He did not break the law. Hillary Clinton, in destroying her documents, broke the law. Broke the law.
So,
absolutely, she had to do.
All right, let's go out Van talk.
Can I have a turn?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So here's the thing. It is in fact true that if Donald Trump lost $1 billion, think about this, lost $1 billion, he could wind up as a winner legally in his taxes for a generation. Why is that? Is that because he's a genius? It's because billionaires have armies of lobbyists to write the rules, to help write the rules. Here's the deal. If you're obeying horrible rules that you helped to write, that doesn't make you a genius. It makes you a part of the corruption.
Why do you say he helped to write them?
I say that he lobbies. And people like him have an army of lobbyists. They go up to the Capitol and they say, put this loophole in, put this loophole in. So they're building the playbook. So then guess what? They follow the rules that they, in a corrupt way, help to write. That does not make you a genius. It makes you a part of the corruption.
During the break, you were waxing poetic about the American people feeling that the American dream was unattainable.
On both sides.
On both sides. Yeah, and I mean it very sincerely. Is this not the kind of thing that might bother them, though?
You know, here's where we have come, is we all understand the tax code is too arbitrary, too complex.
Amen.
And the American citizens, when you go down and do your taxes, no one says, you know, can I pay more? And if Miss Clinton says it's because of political purpose and not because she's a great person of charity. But the deal is not paying taxes. If the tax code allows you to take a loss over a period of time because you did take $1 billion loss and recover from it, it's legal and it's appropriate.
Yeah,
if we don't like the tax code,
I don't think anyone's saying it's not legal, though. I mean, the point is whether it's appropriate. Whether
I think it's quite frankly smart business.
Smart business.
Smart business.
So I think it belies, it puts the con on everything he's been saying for the last year. He's claiming to be the champion of working people, and he has not released his taxes. He can clarify all this. If it's legal, it's great. Release your taxes. Do what every other person has done. Release your taxes. He's been hiding the information because he knows that saying you're a great businessman when you lose $1 billion on casinos. Really hard to do, but somehow he managed to do it. And then telling everyone they're working hard and they deserve a break when they're paying their taxes, and you use every loophole to not pay your taxes. And this argument that he would be sued by people if he didn't, it's a charade. These are his personal income taxes. He doesn't have shareholders that would sue him. These are his personal income taxes, and it shows that he's a hypocrite on his most basic argument of being a champion of the working people, because he's basically saying, I'm going to run these cons. You have to pay your taxes, but I'm not going to.
Let me just say, we only have a couple minutes, and there's a couple sodium pentothal questions I want to ask. I want to ask of you two specifically. Okay, Van. The recording of Hillary Clinton talking about Bernie Sanders, talking about Bernie Sanders supporters, is it damaging? Does it bother you?
You know what?
Sodium pentothal in your arm.
I was prepared to be outraged. I really was, because I think that the Clinton wing has sometimes been very condescending toward the Sanders wing. But this really, when you listen to the full thing, she's actually trying to explain in a quite sympathetic way people who may not understand the Sanders voters. And so I think that this is much ado about nothing.
Okay, Rachel Campos-Duffy, I want to ask you about the Alicia Machado incident, because you had this group LIBRE, which has to do with Latinos involved in politics.
Can I just say that, jump on this really quick?
No.
Okay.
No, I want to know, honestly, the Alicia Machado incident and how you think it's playing in the Latino community among Democrats and Republicans and independents. Does it bother people that Donald Trump keeps going after this woman?
It's hurting him. He needs to win suburban moms, and he needs to win Hispanics, and those are going to be very pivotal demos in this election. If you think it's playing a lot on American media, look at Spanish TV.
Yeah, that's
it
what I
is
wondered
all over the place. It's hurting him. What he should have done is pivoted and said, listen, Alicia Machado comes from Venezuela. She just became a citizen. Venezuela is a poster child of where socialism leads us. They're eating their own pets right now. They're starving. And it's full of political corruption and human rights abuses. She wants to talk about what happened 20 years ago, what I said to Alicia Machado. I want to save this country from continuing down the path of socialism that Barack Obama took us and that Hillary Clinton has promised
That's what I'm saying.
to do again.
Is it too late for a Campos-Duffy Zinke ticket? Campos-Duffy Zinke 2016?
It's true. And you know what? That's a message Hispanics intuitively understand. And all those kids in the basement, all those moms with kids in their basements that she's talking about also understand.
We got to go. This is a great. You can keep talking in the green room, but I have to take a break. After the break, the mystery candidate who worried Ronald Reagan. It is the subject of this week's State of the Cartoon. You're next. Thanks, one and all. Great job.